Well, I think this qualifies as the very definition of irony. There was to be a seminar called the Stifling of Free Speech on University Campuses, and guess what? It couldn't be held at a university campus. Evidently, just talking about free speech is simply too offensive for some of the snowflakes and social justice warriors out there. Good thing that the people at Canada Christian College, they stepped in, they offered a venue, and the likes of Jordan Peterson, Dr. Oren Amate, and Godsod are speaking right now to a packed audience of more than 1,500 people. And we're going to talk to some of the attendees exiting the venue right now and find out what they think has to be done in order to reclaim freedom of speech and freedom of expression on campus. What do you think has to be done in order to reclaim freedom of speech on campus?
I think, first of all, in my opinion, Canadian people have to really acknowledge and appreciate what they have and they are losing.
Free speech needs to be a part of our society, and the more of them that come and see this and take it away and bring it out to their families or friends, it's so logical. It feels almost embarrassing that you have to have this sort of a meeting.
Do you think that's part of the tragedy of the political correctness movement on campus? As Dr. Peterson said, it's not a matter of there's huge numbers behind this. It's really a very vocal minority. So if the majority does stand up, chances are you'll get your way, don't you think?
Well, absolutely. And like they said, the squeaky wheels always get the grease, right? So I think it's definitely a vocal minority, but the problem is they're extremely vocal, whereas the people who are standing up for these things are not vocal at this point. So, they're losing out to this bigger movement.
To be honest with you, we're in Canada, we're in one of the best countries in the world. We've got it made, right? We have all the privileges that the rest of the world wishes they had. So, you have a good life. Even if you're poor in Canada, you're one of the richest people in the world. So, do you really want to risk what you have to say, no, that's wrong, no, people should be allowed to speak their minds? What does that get you, really? It's so easy to not speak your mind and just shut up and live your life and just have your ordinary life. But these guys who spoke today, Gad said, Professor Dr. Amate and Jordan Peterson, they showed me with their courage that if they can do it, they're inspiring me to do it too.
So I think just people need to be more courageous and just speak up when they say, this doesn't feel right. This isn't something that I think is a value for Canada.
As long as people are afraid of speaking openly and bring discussions and ideas to look at them from all the sides, we'll be in trouble, because the regressive left gonna win if we're not going to resist that.
So stand up to the leftists and the Marxists out there that are trying to take away our freedoms.
Absolutely.
My wife just went through a white guilt shaming session in her education program where they had an Aboriginal speaker come in and basically berate everyone for an hour about how they stole the land and they should all collectively apologize and have a good cry with a peace blanket in the classroom setting.
Was that mandatory too?
As far as I know, that was part of the class, and they all had to go. So, that's the animal that's out there that we're dealing with.
I know Dr. Jordan Peterson said he thinks we're at a point where things are going to either go spectacularly good in terms of a backlash, or spectacularly bad in terms of more of this PC madness taking over. I guess for you, the glass is half empty?
Yeah, it's half empty. I'm of the opinion that we need a total collapse and to set the natural order back in line, because people, unless people are starving and, trying to feed themselves and trying to survive, they can't be bothered with whatever that bothers the left nowadays, the language that seems to offend them.
Euripides wrote back in the 3rd century in a play that if a man isn't free to speak his mind, he is a slave. I think that is extremely pressing to what's going on right now.
So they just want you to take the ideas that they gave you, those same opinions, and just give it back to them in written form so they know, oh, now you're ideologically pure. We've done our job. It's not educating. It's just giving you opinions, giving you words, and hoping that you repeat them back.
Well, folks, in one respect, there was a quasi-happy ending to the radicals on campus shutting down the freedom of speech on campus seminar that was originally to take place at Ryerson. Namely, the venue was about 500 seats. Well, that forced the organizers to go to this venue, which had 1,500 seat capacity, and every ticket was sold. So, in other words, the anti-free speech thugs, all they ended up doing was multiplying the audience by a factor of 3. Well done. For the Rebel.Media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.